So in tonight's lesson, I'm going to be breaking down my in-depth price action market analysis that I'm planning to use to profit within the market tomorrow. I'm also going to be going over the trades that were made today within Team Roar. The green streak continues. Let's get straight into it. So in terms of the market analysis, based off the daily chart, what it's telling me is it's telling me that the SPY is going to try to have a very bullish trend day tomorrow. There's a couple ways to profit off of a bullish trend day. One way is when SPY breaks above a resistance level. You can wait for it to drop back down to the previous resistance level where it had that breakout, and then you could try to buy the dip and buy the calls there. Another way is to identify a key level zone to buy far out of the money call options and then hold those towards the close as you're expecting it to strong close to sell those far out of the money calls deep in the money for a very lucrative return. So there's a couple of ways to do that, but based off the daily pattern, it's saying that the SPY is going to try to have a bullish trend day. Now, in order for that bullish trend day and for that pattern that I'm speaking of to repeat itself, this is what's going to have to happen. The SPY is going to have to ideally have a small move up, a small gap up. And then from there, this is going to be your main overall confirmation that you're going to want to use to confirm if the SPY is going to be super bullish. This is your make or break level. The zone is going to be 498.50, the previous closing price, but the main level is going to be where the SPY had a massive drop on February 13th, which was at 499.60. If you're seeing bullish 30-minute confirmations in a floor forming in between that zone of 498.50 to 499.50, you're going to want to be buying call options. The SPY is going to have a super bullish day if it can hold 498.50 and break above that 499.50 zone, forming that floor. As you can see, the SPY had a massive move to the downside, a massive bull trap when 499.50 reacted as a resistance level. It dropped all the way to 491 the same day. So if we can just have a break above this level and form some bullish 30-minute confirmations, some consolidations above that level, the SPY is going to go super bullish. In terms of one thing I need you to be aware of with this bullish trend day, at some point it's going to try to have a small minor pullback. There is a gap to fill above at 501. So keep an eye on the gap fill level at 501. If you're getting a red bearish 30-minute confirmation at or above the level, you can try to make a quick scalp on puts against the overall trend. But just be aware, as long as we're getting that bullish confirmation at 499.50, the SPY is going to try to break above the gap and have a super bullish, strong close. So that's what you need to be aware of in terms of key levels where it can potentially drop. Towards that 402.80 is where it's going to try to have a small drop. But overall, if it can hold that zone, it's going to have a bullish trend day. So just understand, it needs to break above 498.50 and react as a support level to have that bullish trend day. And if not, and it's gapping down and it's reacting bearish heading into tomorrow, then it's going to start to go overall bearish. If it breaks below 498 and forms resistance, then it's going to start to drop back down. In terms of other levels, I want you to be aware of if it does go bearish and that pattern is not repeating itself, you need to be aware of the gap. There's a gap to fill below at $494. Very interested in keeping an eye to see how SPY reacts towards the level. You also need to be aware of this gap at 489. That's my overall analysis that I have prepared for you in terms of the market heading into tomorrow. Now, let's get into the trades. So in terms of Team Roar, I started off today very, very nicely in the green by buying puts on SPY. G-Roar ended up alerting at 9:32 a.m. Let's buy 494 SPY puts at 25 cents. In just 10 minutes, those put options went from 25 cents to 50 cents. Within the Roar community, we literally sold it at the exact lows at 9:40 a.m. As soon as we all started selling, the SPY had a massive spike. We sold it towards the exact lows. That was a phenomenal play where G-War had alerted and made a 100% profit return in just 10 minutes, day trading the SPY at open. And then the next play was right here. Let's buy Amazon calls. So in terms of this one, I did silently end up playing this. One thing I did differently was, because I told you guys within the video last night that I haven't had the best of luck in terms of the morning following the Amazon trades. One thing I did differently was I waited for it to pull back. So in terms of the pullback, this is what I did. when GROR bought calls, I waited for Amazon to pull back. And once it started to pull back towards this previous resistance, so just to give you some examples, you have a lot of resistance right here at 169.33. And once it started to, break above this resistance, I kind of waited for it to pull back. And then previous resistance reacts to support since it had a breakout. And then I took advantage of that dip buying opportunity. That's one thing I did silently within that particular play. But that one ended up banking as well. And that was another win. He got in at 27 cents a contract. And then he ended up selling in the mid 30s on that particular play. And then in terms of the next trade, this was absolutely phenomenal. For this one, you had to be super quick. So sometimes the trade is going to play out almost a near instant with the type of momentum that some of these trades GWAR might be getting in on. So just make sure that you have your option chains open and ready, and make sure that you have your push notifications online. You can have a screen literally dedicated to these options alerts popping up. So he ended up buying 495 SPY puts at 48 cents. I was doing something at the time, so I did not take this one, and it crashed fairly quickly. But these puts went from 48 cents to over $1.20 a contract very quickly. He absolutely crushed it on that play. And then in terms of this one, the 497 SPY calls, I did end up making money on SPY calls in this particular situation. Take a look at this. 12:30 p.m. Let's buy 497 calls for 44 cents. So in terms of the SPY calls play, like I told you guys within my video last night, if the SPY gaps up, it's going to try to have that super bullish day like I had told you. So you're going to want to look to buy calls towards the gap. We've reminded the ROAR community as well to look to buy call options towards the gap. So, SPY was having that massive gap up. And like I told you in last night's analysis, if it's going to gap up, you're going to want to look to buy call options towards the gap. As you can see, it partially filled the gap and had a reversal, just like it recently did. Remember in last night's video where I told you it partially filled the gap and it had a reversal right here and we played calls? Well, we did the same type of strategy in a sense. So the SPY partially closed the gap, and one way you can confirm if it's going to have a reversal and not go back down to that gap is the 30-minute chart. If you're seeing a bullish confirmation on the 30-minute chart and it's basically at the gap and it closes like that, odds are the SPY is going to continue to uptrend, right? So that was a great confirmation to be buying call options on the SPY for a partial gap close reversal. In terms of the gap close reversal trading strategy, that one trading strategy alone made me $300,000 in 1 hour trading during power hour this year. You can go back and watch the recaps and the lessons on that. It was all documented and alerted real time within Trader Society. So that was a phenomenal trading opportunity. GROR had alerted it in real time, absolutely crushing it, man. And then as you can see, he absolutely crushed it on that particular play, man. So those were the overall trades that were made today. The green streak continues in terms of the profit section. As you can see, every single day, it's the same members posting their gains, and we're getting new members every single day sharing their particular gains, man. Look at this, 38% return on the day. They are absolutely crushing, man. $1,855 in a few seconds. The guy literally made the cost of a yearly subscription in one single day. Congratulations, man. So the results are coming in, and we are absolutely crushing it. If you do want to be a part of Team ROAR, it's going to be the first link down below in the description, and you will get access to the real-time trading system that GROAR has built himself. And he has used some of the education that I provided in terms of the chart analysis and price action. That is what I've always taught, is the chart patterns and the price action. He has used some of what I've taught, and he has used it into his system, into his full deck of the Heart of Cards. And he's absolutely crushing it, man. He's alerting every single trade he makes in real time with the entry, the market analysis, his system that he built in terms of when to add. He likes to add into the winners, in terms of setting the profit stops, in terms of when to scale in, where to scale out, and where to exit. And then he recaps the full play, man. I'm telling you, we got a national fucking treasure in this server. And I would highly recommend that you check out this program. It's the closest trading program that I've seen to heaven on earth, man. So I would check it out. It's the first link down below in the description. We are absolutely crushing it every single day. I only had one red day this year, man. This is the best program I've ever experienced. So if you want to check it out, it's the first link down below within the description. We will continue to crush it. You will get access to all of the real-time trade alerts. It's very simple to follow these alerts. You will get access to the Roar chat. People want to know, how do you learn how to trade? Well, the way you learn to trade is to trade. So we like to trade with the best. We don't settle with anything less. We trade with the best, nothing fucking less. This is a serious business. This isn't about friends and all that stuff. This is a serious business about making money as a trader. And I'm telling you, you're going to be working with the best. So if you want to get involved with it, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. In terms of the Roar community, you can chat and network with the members. You can chat alongside G-Roar as well. He's always helping out within the chat and answering your questions. So if you are serious about making money and you are serious about learning a new skill where you can buy cheap, far out of the money option contracts and sell deep in the money for very lucrative gains in a short period of time, day trading these out of money call options on SPY, SPX, top 10 holdings on SPY, and G-Roar has a 95% win rate, I would highly recommend you check it out because I'm telling you, man, I am dedicating my entire trading life to learning and mastering this unique strategy of buying far out of the money call options on SPY, SPX, top 10 holdings, and then selling for deep in the money holding for the bigger wins, man. So if you're serious about working with the best, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. With that being said, I have to get back to my private organizations of Traders Society and Team Roar. We will see you guys tomorrow towards market open.